Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a different kind of video today. I'm not doing a first and last impressions video. Oh, no. I'm doing a recommendation video. Now, it's for a game by the name of Katawa Shoujo. Now, Katawa Shoujo is a game that I've missed out on, basically. I'm a bit late to the party on it. It's been out for a whole year. Well, more than a year, actually. And I heard about it from Jesse Cox on the TGS podcast, which I tend to listen to just to keep track of all the gaming news and everything. And when I heard him talking about it, it actually intrigued me. Now, the reason it did intrigue me, actually, not the problem, was the title. It did shock me slightly. Now, the title, when translated from Japanese to English, actually comes around as Cripple Girls. That's if you are to believe the Wikipedia page for it, anyway. I have heard different people call it different things, but apparently that is the translation from Japanese to English. I mean, that may be wrong, but as you can imagine, I was pretty shocked because it's quite an un-PC title. Now, the reason I've decided to make this video is because I don't want people being put off by that title. It is far from an un-PC game. Its suggestion by that title is that it's very insensitive. It couldn't be further from that case. I mean, it's very sensitive, and every narrative is handled extremely well. Now, speaking of the narrative, the writing on within this game, visual novel, if you will, is absolutely tremendous. It basically surrounds a character that you control, if you like. You make the choices. That's about all that there is as far as gameplay goes. You read the novel, make the choices, and the character that you are is goes by the name of Hisao. And basically, what happens is you get sent to a school for the disabled. Now, you basically, when you are there, you're a bit worried, obviously, about starting a new school at the age you are of the character, but you are pursuing, with the choices you make, you basically end up pursuing one of 5 women, Emi, Shizune, Rin, Lily, or Hanako. Now, through the novel, you're given these different choices, and they're very subtle choices. There's no, basically, you wouldn't realise, oh, if I make this choice, I'm definitely going to end up with Rin or Lily or Hanako. So the first playthrough is extremely satisfying because you don't know what to expect, and basically there won't be any spoilers within this. I'm not going to break down the stories for you because I want you to experience the stories for yourselves. I mean, just to let you know, all the stories are extremely sad. There's no doubt about it. You can't have a game that's surrounding this and not have sad stories, but they are extremely well handled and they're extremely sensitive. The great writing gets you so invested in the characters and their feelings and the backstories that they have that you really want to pursue the end of the novel to get right to the end of it. My original playthrough ended up with Emmy. The story was emotional, happy, sad, satisfying with its conclusion. I mean, it must have been because I immediately loaded it up again to experience another story arc. Hanako was the second one I ended up with. I did have to adjust the answers that I made, obviously, so that I didn't end up going down the same path. And basically, her story is very emotionally charged, but more importantly than that, it's extremely well handled, which it needed to be. Being the game that it is and the country that it's from, it did have its moments where the artwork resembled a hentai porn. But hey, it is Japanese, and it is in context with the actual story. It's not just thrown in there, for horny teenagers. It's actually within context of actually what it is, and it's not too distasteful. But you can turn it off if it's something that you want to try and avoid. But that doesn't mean that this game shouldn't be strongly recommended. I say game, I keep saying game, but it really is just a visual novel. If you're like me and you play games looking for a tremendous story, good writing, again, like I said, this isn't a game, but it's certainly something that's worth checking out because the story arcs are so well developed. And the main thing about this as well, which is I forgot to mention, which I will do now, this is, again, it's a free game. I will give you the link in the description. Download it, give it a run through. If you don't like it, that's fair enough. I can totally see why, because it can be dull and boring in places, but they do try and keep the humour and the character development high. And I mean, they've done, in my opinion, a humble opinion I might add, an exceptional job with this. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I think I've talked enough about this now, something that you hopefully get an idea of. Very rich story, very well written, good character development, very emotional and very sensitive and very well handled. I will be back soon, but with a game review this time. This is, like I say, not a game, but it's something I think you all should experience if you're into your stories like I am. I will be back with either Aliens, Colonial Marines, which I think we all know what we think about that, so I may not do that video. And I'm sorry it's taken so long to come out with a Murta City of Gangsters, but I will be finishing that video very shortly. Anyway, thank you for your time. Please like and subscribe if you like what you hear, and I will see you next time.